Second quarter set to go again. Haverford School playing in their home whites. Malvern Prep road, blue on blue. Will Gorel makes quick work of the opening face-off of the second quarter. Second quarter brought to you by Merrill Lynch. The Peter Ward Private Bank of Merrill Lynch, a tremendous organization. Thanking them for their support of CUDA.com and their true support of these fine athletes and coaches.
And you see right there, Booker, P.J. Finley just totally redeemed himself, kind of like Lloyd Christmas and Harry Dunn by losing the face-off, but getting the ball back right there to give Malvern a well-needed possession here.
So you're telling me there's a chance. Shot just wide by Graham Weaver, the senior midfielder for Malvern Prep, driving hard right-handed. Gets a shot off just wide. Landman seemed to track it well.
And that's good D right there by Chakey, knowing that Weaver's a predominantly left-handed player. Forces him to his right to take a shot down the alley with his weak hand.
At Haverford defense, I tell you, we came in here expecting Malvern's defense to look good. I'm trying to find which one of these Haverford defensemen doesn't remind me of the great Jerry Byrne.
Right there, and you see Connor and Warner Bailey bringing the ball up. And when we got here early, Booker, it's all the fans out there. The Bailey brothers were just coming out of the weight room here at Cabrini, and it obviously shows with some of the punishment that they're laying early on these Friar players.
Graham Weaver shares it up top with Russ Atkinson. And Brett, we've said it a couple of times, the athleticism and caliber of play here with the Malvern Prep, Haverford guys, and of course game 2, Lawrenceville against Episcopal. High-level lacrosse and tremendous sponsors on CUDA.com.
Booker, the one thing my dad always told me is you can't teach speed, and that's a lot of speed out on the field today between Haverford and Malvern, as you've seen.
Shot goal on the inside. Francis McCardle buries it left-handed, dodges around, and just simply deposits it into the back of the hammock.
McCardle with a great take. He doesn't have many goals on the season, but that time he looked very confident going behind the net, inverting, and then scoring with his left hand, just going to 5-5 right there and shooting low and away from Landman, and he gets Malvern Prep back on the board 3-2.
1-goal game back on CUDA. Thrilled to have Dual Cam Productions coming all the way up from Silver Spring to be a part of the production committee. Dual Cam Productions. And my man, Smooth Matty Cruz. Fresh, never frozen, right, Matty? Yeah. He's got some funk in his bag. Sammy Rohr inside. Gets it up top to Timmy Brooks. Blind shot, logs on to www. I got some funk in my bag, and it's in the corner. Oh, there's not words. There's not words.
Blinn literally takes the elevator to the penthouse right there. He brought it low, changed the plane, shot, brought it up high, and unfortunately for Matt Barrett, he had no chance. Once he dropped his stick, he brought it, like I said, right up top to the penthouse, and that's only where Blinn stays.
I tell you what, I had a seizure when I said, there's not enough O's in sweet to describe that. So legit. Oh!
That was a goal that you'll be talking about for a while, Booker. Blinn just literally caught it, and that's, as a young kid, you catch and get ready to shoot. He caught it, and that was in his stick for a half a second, and then it was right out.
That was a hashtag, I need more cowbell. Malvern Prep comes right back, wins the face-off, and now possesses far side. Booker Corrigan and Brett Manny doing the honors today here at the Interact semifinals. The Interact semifinals brought to you by Pattison Sports Group. They created the event, and then jumping on board Trash Can Lacrosse. Check out that Trash Can Lacrosse League and the Trash Can Lacrosse camps all around the Philadelphia area.
And right there, Booker, you see what Malvern's trying to do is that they do a lot of invert offense. They like to take the ball behind the cage with their midfielders and run big little game, which means the little short stick with the big long stick pick and rolls.
And sorry to interrupt you there, Brett, but we had a procedural violation against Malvern. Ball goes from their offensive end to the defensive half of the field. Then it comes back on the offensive end without being possessed by Haverford. It becomes an automatic stall warning. Malvern, not fully knowing that it's a stall warning, they throw it out of the box, and it's Haverford possession. Will McNamara, the do-it-everything midfielder. Great save by Barrett. Stayed high on that, held his position well. You see why he's a clear star in the making, Matty Barrett.
There's your two future teammates right there with Barrett stuffing the future Cavalier and Will McNamara. We'll get plenty of those in rubber in Charlottesville the next couple of years, but for now, I'm sure McNamara wanted to get that one in on Barrett.
Joey Carlini possesses now, gets it across. Hilburn going to go for an invert. Also in Tommy O'Connor on midfield. Far side, Connor Glancy, number 3.
And Carlini's one of the better players on Malvern and better players in the Southeastern PA, the junior who's headed to Johns Hopkins, a defensive midi, but he was first team Interact because of his job at the defensive midfield and transitioning the ball from defense to offense. Carlini's one of the best.
And back into the stick of Paxton Moore. Moore gets it across the top. McBride, great diagonal pass. Shot by Blinn, no dice. And Matty Barrett's starting to heat up a little bit in the Malvern Prep goal.
And right there, Barry, when you bring your stick high and you shoot high, Barry will save those shots. You saw Blinn the one time brought it low and then shot high, and that's why he scored. But right there, high to high, Barrett's got that all the way.
And a takeaway on the near side. Great move by Zach Rigo. Shot, goal.
Zach Rigo just right there said, let me see your 1-2 step. Faked left 1-2 step, went right to his right hand. The future Hoya had a phenomenal take right there as he puts the Fords up 5-2.
And I saw assistant coach for Georgetown, Scotty Urich, before the game. Chatted him up a little bit, but I was mainly focused on connecting with Coach Lars Tiffany from Brown. One of the just great people. I can't tell you how much I enjoy spending time with Coach Tiffany. Spoke with Coach Bob Schilling on the phone today, your former mentor.
We used to call him Bernie Lomax at Delaware with his resemblance to just like Bernie Lomax. And we'll tell you real quick, the save there by Landman, but we were moving like Bernie back in 2005 before it became a big dance craze. University of Delaware lacrosse team was doing it first.
Of course, referencing Weekend at Bernie's. 6:25 to go second quarter. Second quarter brought to you by the Peter Rohr Private Bank of Merrill Lynch.
And right there, I don't think Coach Metzbauer is happy with that shot in transition. Kind of unsettled transition, but the ball is shot right at Landman's feet. That's an easy save for any goalie.
The Peter Rohr Private Bank of Merrill Lynch, solely involved to support the tremendous efforts of these great athletes and coaches. CUDA.com cannot say thank you enough to the great sponsors that make these events possible and bring it to the World Wide Web. We get feedback from all over the country. Timmy Brooks behind the cage to Rigo. Ball pinballs around the inside and is controlled by Chad Rafferty. Rafferty, the other defender from Malvern, going to Notre Dame. And now Eddie Morris, the Hopkins future Blue Jay, back to Rafferty.
And see, Rigo, right after he made that pass, Booker was mad at himself because he forced that in there to Riley Hupfeld.
Ball pinballs around the inside. Finally controlled by Malvern Prep and Kevin McGeary. Excuse me.
And right there's a turnover, which is something that Malvern Prep, since they haven't got many offensive possessions here, those unforced turnovers will kill them, and they need to capitalize when they can. Right there is just dropping passes that they have to catch. They catch and shoot that. They have great opportunity at scoring a goal, but the hardest thing about shooting the ball is catching it first.
The NXT Sports Philly Showcase Camps, offering a unique opportunity for education and exposure. Work closely with top college coaches. Boys Showcase Camp is June 15th to 17th at St. Joseph University. Girls Showcase Camp is July 17th to 19th at Haverford College. For more information, go to showcaselacrosse.com.
And now we see our first flag of the game, Booker. Despite the physicality of this game, it's now 4:48 to go in the second quarter, and that's our first penalty. So the rest will let a lot get away here. And watch this now for Haverford, is that on the man down, they bring in Sammy Rohr is going to be the short stick, and Will McNamara, the do-it-all midfielder, the hybrid, now changes in his short stick for the long pole and plays long pole midi for the forwards.
The Haverford School penalty.
Referees for today's game.
For slashing.
Say it with me. Carmen D. John Domenico, Maceo Parker, and Richard Montgomery McGee. A full 1 minute foul is going to give Malvern Prep a chance to close the gap. They trail 5-2 here, 4:37 to go. Second quarter. Great save, Landman. A blistering shot on the man-up play.
Tommy O'Connor with the shot, Booker, and that's a shot from 15 yards. That's high to high, and that's a save that Landman's going to make 99% of the time. The only guy I know in the high school level I've seen who can make that shot consistently is Bradley Lord from Conestoga, but that's not a shot that I'm sure Malvern's looking for. As a defense, you want to give up the outside shots when you're man down, and that's exactly what Haverford did, and as a result, they got a save and now are able to beat the penalty.
And a great timeout by Coach John Nostrand. Tremendous coaches here with Dave Metzbauer from Malvern Prep, and of course Nostrand with Haverford School. Want to remind you, Trash Can Lacrosse, check it out. The Trash Can Lacrosse Camp for boys ages 8 to 14 this summer. Brett Manny's Trash Can Camp is June 18th to the 22nd at George School in the Newtown Yardley area. And Andy Hayes' Trash Can Camp is June 25th to 29th at Episcopal Academy in Newtown Square. Register at trashcanlacrosse.com. We also want to remind you, if you are ever in the Baltimore area or northern Maryland area and you're looking for anything you need to eat, get to Royal Farms, your first stop before and after every game for everything from healthy snacks, custom-built subs and wraps, Western fries, and of course world-famous fresh, never frozen Royal Farms chicken. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
Food and drinks are also available. The vendor village is located just outside.
28 seconds left in the penalty. Under Armour All-American Sammy Rohr starting with it for the forward. Splits the double, comes away with possession, draws the foul. Sky whammy on the near side. Still drawing fouls.
I think, Booker, we just witnessed history. That's the first 5'6" lacrosse player in history to swim move and to be effective with it. He did 2 swim moves, a box fake in just that possession, and he single-handedly created a penalty and clear, and were able to release the penalty for Haverford.
Tremendous effort by my man, Slick Sammy Rohr. Will McNamara now back with his short stick. He's got a swim move in his bag. And behind the cage with Rigo. Returns it to McNamara. A little hitch move by McNamara, but tremendous defense by Malvern Prep's Greg Pelton,
Pelton, the southpaw left, he just sat down and played defense, and he's very athletic. He can clear the ball, and he's going to be a future Duke Blue Devil as a sophomore, one of the best sophomores in the country, Booker.
Joined by Brett Manny today. Thrilled to have Brett with us. Brett, tell us exactly what you mean when you say he sat down.
It just kind of, when he sat down, it just almost looked like he was sitting on a chair, Booker. He was just doing his business, sitting down, getting low to the ground, playing good defensive positioning, and he had one slap check, cross check, and he's just playing good fundamental defense. Any young kids out there, that's really what you want to do. Move your feet, not your stick.
Position defense at a premium here today. 5-2 the score. 30-second foul against Malvern Prep. This man up brought to you by The Power Shaft. Go to thepowershaft.com to learn how you can get the best lacrosse training device. And Slick Sammy Rohr buries it left-handed, low corner. And it's now 6-2.
The Haverford goal scored by number 4 Sam Rohr. Credit the assist.
And Sam Rohr did a great job of hiding his stick there, Brooke. He brought his stick all the way back to Eastern College across the street. That's how far back he brought his stick to show deception. Matt Barrett couldn't see it, and as a result, it deposits in the back of the net.
Finley back at the face-off logo going up against Gorel. And Will Goral was one of the Under Armour All-American Underclassmen players of the game early this year. And for a lot of good reasons, he did a tremendous job facing off in a game you can watch on CUDA.com, the Haverford St. Paul's game. Miscommunication on the near side. 2:32 remaining, first half. This quarter brought to you by the Peter Rohr Private Bank of Merrill Lynch.
And you just see there, Booker, another unforced turnover as Malvern wins a faceoff, and they're just getting the ball around. They're going through their substitutions, and as you see, Eddie McLaughlin just turns the ball over. And that's another unforced turnover for Malvern. To get back in the game, they got to really limit those because Haverford's making the most of their opportunities with the 6-2 lead with 2:17 to go in the second quarter.
Peter Blinn with the clear gets the pass from Landman. And Landman shows that he's more than just a stopper, a great leader of clears and communicator, coordinates defensive slides. Coach John Nostrand says great things about so many of these young athletes on this Haverford school team. And of course, he has tremendous coaches as well. Coach Nostrand doesn't do it by himself. Travis Loving, Mark Patrone, Paul O'Grady. Great coaching staff. Coach Scott doing a great job with this group. Here's Timmy Brooks dodging right-handed. Little roll off to Blinn, near side, back to Brooks, and they're gonna play catch here on the near side. 1:30 left, second quarter. Second quarter brought to you by Peter Rohr Private Bank of Merrill Lynch. Merrill Lynch, one of the great companies. You can associate with a great company by joining up with Peter Rohr and the Private Bank of Merrill Lynch, supporting the efforts of these great athletes and coaches. Little hitch-dilly-icious on the far side by Brooks. And now it's Henry Blinn going near side.
The Haverford School
And a
takes the
timeout on the near side. Coach, tell us about that Trash Can Lacrosse League. I know you're heavily involved.
Yeah, Trash Can Lacrosse is great for developing younger players. It starts from fourth all the way up to 8th grade. Trash Can Lacrosse, Andy Hayes, a phenomenal coaching staff. You can just go to www.imnext.com. Check out Trash Can Lacrosse, Next Lacrosse, but Trash Can really for the middle-aged kids from 4th all the way up through 8th grade, developing them with the stick skills. And Andy Hayes and his staff do a phenomenal job of really teaching stick skills. And Booker, the one thing that kids can always get better is with their stick skills, because everyone's blessed with different athletic ability. And what Andy Hayes really concentrates on is stick skills and having fun. And it's starting to really become the premier middle school program for kids.
Got to also thank the Pattison Sports Group for bringing CUDA.com up here to bring amazing high school lacrosse action here in the Interact semifinals.
Rothman Institute is proud to be recognized again in 2012 as having semifinal. Limited tickets are
Second
available.
quarter finding 58.7 seconds left as Haverford gets it behind a veteran timeout call by Coach John Nostrand. Ford's leading 6-2 as Timmy Brooks carries it down the far side.
And Booker, interesting here as Malvern decides to double pull McNamara and Rohr and put the shorty Joey Carlini, one of the best short stick defenders, down on McBride, Gavin McBride. So interesting tidbit coming out of the half in Malvern's game plan.
Rigo behind the cage, defended by Eddie Morris. Morris destined for Johns Hopkins. 10 seconds left now. Here's Sammy Rohr dodging right-handed, looking for a little Mamba inside pick play. McNamara's shot handled inside, and Malvern Prep with the defensive stand. A great second quarter now in the books. First half concluded 6-2. Haverford with the lead. Gotta thank our sponsors, NXT Lacrosse and the Philly Lacrosse Showcase, as well as at Trash Can Lacrosse League. All of those websites can be found by going to trashcanlacrosse.com, phillylacrosseshowcase.com. Amazing opportunity for kids to get exposure. And of course, Brett,
Kansas
you and I will be
represents the
choosing
FCS
the
halftime
Under
shooting
Armour
contest.
All-American
Three lucky fans have
Underclassmen
been
Player of
selected.
the Game. That Under
And we'll
Armour
have the chance to
All-American
shoot 5 balls
Underclassmen
from
event.
on net from the
Tremendous
midfield.
experience for kids,
The
boys
contestant who
and
scores the most
girls.
goals
Make sure you go to
wins a new
UnderArmourLacrosse.com to
FCS
learn more. That
Alliance
Under
shirt.
Armour event takes place June 30th and July 1st in Towson, Baltimore, Maryland.
And Booker, the Under Armour event for underclassmen out there, that's
Our
really
three
the team that you want to
contestants
be on.
today are
You have the
Fisher
best of the New
Bond
York,
Mike
Pennsylvania,
Miller
and
from
now there's a
Newtown
West
Square,
team, a Midwest, a
and
South,
Brian Boyle
and all the
from
kids
Bryn
that are playing and make those teams. That's the elite. That's the cream of the crop right there. And those kids really put on a phenomenal job when they play at the Under Armour games, and it's a great opportunity for kids to play in front of some of the best Division I, Division II, and Division
Our
III
first
coaches.
contestant is Fisher Bond.
Perfect.